Why do I consider Ikigai the worst book that I have read this whole year? Today I will break down the advantages and disadvantages of reading this book, along with why I am saying that this is the worst book that I have read. Ikigai is a very impressive word. It is a word that tells us what we do to live. What is the reason for living for us? Now, Ikigai is a profession that overlaps four main statements. First of all, what we like, then what we are good at, then what the world needs, and then what we can be paid for. The thing that overlaps, that thing that is in the intersection of all these four statements is called Ikigai. Another great thing that this book covers is deep work or focus mode, which we can also say. Now, another book of that also goes through this same topic is Deep Work by Carl Newport. That book is also a very fascinating read, and I will rate that higher over this. That book goes through why we should read deeply, why should we do work deeply, why focused work is so valuable and very rare in this world. Ikigai, the author, also gives us an example of the craftsmen which are making the katana. They spent months working on the katana. They don't play music, they don't plug in earbuds when they are making a katana. They give it their all, they give it their focus, and they are very much into the work. That is the level of focus that we need to get to in order to make our work valuable. Another statement or another sector this book excels in is how to live longer. It actually goes through the people who live in Okinawa. I hope that I'm getting the pronunciation right. Okinawa is the place where the most people which are above 100 years of age live. It is like a second in place after Italy where people above 100 live. The author goes through the lifestyle, how their society works, how they still do a bit of work, how they exercise, and which kind of food they eat, and how the environment has overall impact on them. Now let's come to the downsides. The things that made me not like this book as much as I should have. Firstly, the concept of Ikigai is oversimplified. Now, the Japanese Ikigai isn't as simple as the one shown in this book. That is because it is certainly made on some Western lines. Because the author has, in order to sell more, has tried to make it less traditional, and make it more westernized. And I don't like to sugarcoat things. I don't like to consume things that are sugar coated. Sometimes the concept of Ikigai is a bit faulty. For example, I like to build stuff. Okay, I am good at building stuff. Good. Now the world needs engineering. Okay, am I being paid for engineering? Yes. Now this can be an Ikigai, but one main thing still stops it from being my ideal career. That is because I'm not getting paid enough for engineering. Of course, I won't be. Even if I reach a much higher level, I won't be paid that much. So sometimes Ikigai isn't the perfect thing to do. Another thing that I really hate about this book is that it tells us about the concept of Ikigai, but it doesn't tell us how to find your Ikigai in a way that is easy, that is accessible. Like, it tells us what to do, what we like. Sometimes we cannot find it. So there are much better books on how to find the ideal profession for yourself. Like this book right here, Mastery by Robert Greene. Robert Greene is a very trusted author, and I really like his works. Now, in this book, Mastery, he goes through What kind of profession is ideal for you? In what kind of profession you submerge yourself in? So if you're searching for a profession or for a path to take in life, I will recommend you Mastery by Robert Greene rather than Ikigai. And lastly, why the hell are exercises occupying more than 30 pages of the book? I've got the version over here which is around 120 pages. Why the hell are there 30 pages worth of exercise in there? Like there are practical demonstrations and diagrams on how to do exercise. Not if it was only occupying 10 pages of the book, filled with diagrams of exercising, I wouldn't probably mind. But now there are 30 pages of the book of being occupied by useless exercises that I know I won't do. Even if I would do an exercise, it will be only one. Why are there 10 types of exercises mentioned in this? Totally useless, worthless. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. This is a new channel and we are trying to develop it. We are really asking for your support.